Hello and welcome to Retro Reviews, my channel where I review my favorite retro video games of all time as well as some modern releases I have recently finished. Nintendo did it. They shadow dropped the Nintendo Switch Nintendo Switch 2 first look video this morning, and it confirms everything that we've seen so far. Most of the rumors have been 100% true. The design itself looks exactly like what we've seen in renderings, in the videos, in person with the models. We've seen the Switch 2 so far. It has the dual USB-C ports. It's got the new button on the Joy-Con. Joy-Cons are bigger as well as the screen. They actually showed a comparison in this debut trailer here, showing the Switch grow a little bit and the Joy-Cons grow a little bit. It has all the same like vents and the same buttons and everything. We have seen this before. There were a couple little surprises here, like the magnetic sides of each part of the Switch 2 actually has the color of the Joy-Cons that it's got. So like it's got the orange and the blue. That's kind of neat. I like that. I like the color scheme. The orange and blue looks very nice. I'm sure they'll have other ones. It begs the question though, like, are those like interchangeable, or is that just part of the ones? If you buy the orange and blue, it's always going to be orange and blue? I'm guessing yes, but that seems a little counterintuitive if you want to get other different colors. But whatever, I guess it's covering it up if you put the Joy-Cons over it anyway, but just was a little bit curious about that. One of the most interesting things though is the debut of Mario Kart 9 or 10, whatever it's going to be, a new Mario Kart game on this console. They showed it off in this 2-minute trailer for just a little bit. Has people speculating that there's going to be 24 racers in this game, which is exciting if true. I didn't see anything to verify that. I think I counted 12 on the screen at any particular time. Most people are speculating that the wider track indicates more racers. I think that could be an idea. I've seen like some leaks and rumors that the Mario Kart game for the Switch 2 is going to be the biggest game Nintendo's ever made in terms of its budget. It's going to be like $100 million game, which is kind of crazy to think about. So if that's the case, maybe they're putting a lot of work into putting a ton more racers in, which again would be cool if true. More racers is always more fun, I think, in my opinion. I think that would be a really interesting idea. Bigger tracks, maybe longer tracks with wider tracks itself. So I'm excited to see what that's going to be. They didn't give us really much more than that, except that they're going to be doing an April Direct. April 2nd is when they're going to be doing a Direct. So all the rumors saying that it was launching in March were full of baloney. I figured that as well. I thought that was not going to be the case. Announcing it in January and launching it in March seems kind of silly. So they're going to be doing it in April Direct, and I'm guessing they will launch it sometime in about June, a couple months after the actual Direct itself. This is my guess as to what happened here. I think Nintendo was planning on announcing this, giving us a first look at the console in March of some time this year. They were planning on doing that and then doing an April Direct right after to capitalize on the hype, and then launch the console soon after, maybe in May or June. I think probably June to give people enough time to pre-order and all that good stuff, get their cases, get ready for the games, whatnot. But I think what happened was, with all the leaks, Nintendo got really frustrated. They said, fine, we have to put out the first look trailer, let's put something together. Here it is, and now we're going to do an April Direct. That's kind of what my thinking is. I think they probably wanted to do a surprise, wow, here's the first look, and April Direct in a few days, boom, boom, and then it's launching, and now everyone's excited for it. But now we have a little bit more time to wait. But I think that's totally fine. I think an April Direct makes a lot of sense. I think in my previous Switch 2 video, I talked about how I thought it was going to be a March Direct. Early April makes perfect sense to me, and I think that timeline fits. I think they're going to launch this in early summer, and then they're going to capitalize on the holiday for new games. I'm assuming Mario Kart, this new one, will be a launch title for the Switch 2, and they'll have something like a 3D Mario game for the holiday to capitalize on those holiday sales, sell lots of accessories and whatnot. And I think they'll also have a lot of third-party support. I talked about this in my last Switch 2 video. I think that will be a very obvious thing. I think we'll get ports from this current generation, maybe even previous generation games. We'll get lots of those. But we'll also get some announcements for games that are coming out. I think that, not in this Direct for sure, but I think at some point we're going to get the announcement that GTA 6 is coming to Switch 2. I think Rockstar will want to capitalize on the Switch's popularity, and I think that this will be a huge console seller no matter what console it's on. I think this is a win-win for that partnership. Again, I don't think it'll be announced in April, but if they did, that would be absolutely nuts. To have something like that coming to Switch 2 would build up so much hype to be able to take GTA 6 on the go with you. I just think that would be phenomenal. So here are my predictions for what's going to happen with the Switch 2 launch. Again, I think it'll launch in about June, probably early June at this point. I think they'll give it a couple months to breathe, give people time to pre-order their stuff, get ready, get the anticipation will build up a little bit. They'll get their new Mario Kart game. I think we'll have probably another launch title in Metroid Prime 4, if not in the first couple months. I think that makes the most sense to me. Sometime between June and August, we'll get Metroid Prime 4. It will be announced in this Direct as a cross-platform. This will be on the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. If you don't want to pony up the money for a Switch 2, you can still play the game. I think they'll absolutely launch Metroid Prime 2 and 3 Remastered together as a bundle. I've heard that rumor percolating around a little bit lately. I think that will be the case at this point. If they haven't given us 2 Remastered already, I think putting them together as a bundle makes the most sense, so they can build up some hype for Metroid Prime 4, which will again will get launched sometime between June and August, within a couple months of the Switch 2 launching. I think that makes a lot of sense here. I know that Metroid hasn't been a system seller traditionally. It's never been like the big marquee IP from Nintendo, but it's grown significantly from the Wii U and the 3DS. It went from like 1 million sales on the Wii U and 3DS era all the way up to 5 million with Metroid Prime Remastered and Metroid Dread. So the interest in the property has never been higher, and I feel like this is a really good way to get people interested in the property and get people interested in the new console as well. This is a similar thing to like Breath of the Wild. It was still on the Wii U, so if you had the old console, you could get it, but if you wanted to get the new Switch, it was absolutely worth your time to do so. I ended up doing that. I didn't get it on the Wii U. I got it on the Switch instead, and I think this will be a similar case in Metroid Prime 4. I think this will be the first time that they're thinking we're going to rely on Metroid to sell some consoles here, and I think it will work. I think, again, Metroid has never been bigger in terms of the public eye, and I think this is a good time to capitalize on that. Metroid Prime 4 looks amazing based on the first trailer that we got. I think this is a good time to debut it. I think this Direct makes perfect sense to announce and say, hey, yep, this is going to be a launch title or a launch window title, and that's going to be a really big thing. And again, I think 3D Mario sometime in holiday season. I think we'll also get one more first-party game announcement. I don't know what it'll be for 2024 specifically. My gut wants to say a new Donkey Kong game, a new 3D Donkey Kong, or maybe a 2D one, but I'm not feeling it. I think it'll be the next year. I don't think they have as much hope in the Donkey Kong franchise, which bums me out, but I feel like a game is in the works. I just don't know if it'll debut, but I think something else will come in the pipeline from first party, and then everything else will be third party, big third party IPs, Assassin's Creed, Grand Theft Auto, if it is indeed coming out this year. I think they'll rely on some of these big third party support to really sell some units here. Quick little addendum here that I forgot to add before I closed my video out. The Switch was officially confirmed to be backward compatible with physical games and digital games. They have a caveat there saying that like not every single thing will be supported. I'm guessing that's just in case some of the digital games don't transfer over for rights issues or one thing or another. I'm guessing there will be some compatibility issues with digital games specifically for that reason. I think all physical games will work, but that's a huge thing. They did confirm this a while back saying that the Nintendo Switch 2 would be backward compatible, but they didn't specify whether that was going to be physical and digital, so to have that confirmation is really, really nice. I'm really excited by that. It means that you can get rid of your old Switch if you'd like to. I kind of plan on doing that just so I can have a little bit more money to get the Switch 2. I don't typically sell my old consoles, but if they are backward compatible, I don't feel as compelled to keep the older ones. I have a good collection of the old consoles that I know that I can't really get very easily, but something like the Switch, I can always get a secondhand copy later on if I just want it for my collection. I did the same thing with the PlayStation 4 Pro when I upgraded to the PlayStation 5. I just think this is really, really nice, especially if you're strapped for cash, which I feel like most people are at this point. So if people want to just buy the Switch 2, you can the original Switch, you can sell it to them, buy yourself a Switch 2, and keep all your old games. So that's what I want to talk about today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.